Melton Personal Training here. I just wanted to do a bit of a wrap up of the week that I've had this week, just amongst our members and my clients, and just overall with everything that's been going on. The energy is there. Don't get me wrong, the energy is there. Everyone is doing their absolute best, but it is getting harder and harder and harder for us as a business, for other businesses, to have the motivation to move. It's all just getting a bit rough, especially with the kids being home and remote learning. And I know this is not just for me, this is for many. But I also wanted to speak just briefly about the importance of movement. And when I talk to many about exercise or movement, I almost instantly get the response, oh, I haven't been exercising, or it's just been too hard, or I don't have the time, which is absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But a lot of the time, they're referring to exercise as like doing weights, going for a run, doing a boot camp or a HIIT class online or things like that. And realistically, movement is not just those things. Movement is important for many reasons, not just for the fact to build strength and to lose weight or increase fitness. Movement is just as important for just being, basically. Movement is important for our body and our joints. It is good for our mental health. It is good for our, what's the word I'm looking for? Well, cardiovascular health. It's good for disease. It is good for our nervous system. It's good for many, many things. So when we talk movement, it doesn't have to be high intensity. It doesn't have to be heavy. It doesn't have to be fast. Movement can be going for a slow stroll. It could be walking up and down to the letterbox 4 or 5 times every, 2 or 3 times a day. It can be just going through a stretch routine. And that's exactly what I'm going to talk about next is what I've actually really loved this last couple of weeks with my clients is that we've really focused on mobility and just movement, because they've noticed that a lot of them who are working from home and having to sit at a computer desk all day, they're starting to seize up and feel sort of weak in their joints, in their posture, in their muscles, and that comes down to the fact that even though they're still doing their job it looks differently because they're not getting up in the morning, getting in the car, driving or catching the train. They're not walking from the station or from the car park. They're not walking up the stairs to go to work or down the stairs or up the hallway to the back of the room to the factory, anything like that. They're not going out to get lunch. They're not walking down to the local cafe for lunch. They're not moving around and talking with their colleagues. They're not pretty much doing anything. They're starting work. They log on their computer. They sit there with pretty much no one else to talk to apart from whoever they're interacting over the phone. They are less likely to take their breaks. They're less likely to eat away from their desks. They're less likely to really leave the house. They're less likely to feel motivated to do something else, to get out on a nice sunny day, because there's not really a reason to do it. And I think this is where the movement side of things plays a role. So what we really want to focus on is making sure that when we are working from home, that we are setting ourselves timers, our movement timers, our break timers, because we really need to be moving away from the desk. We need to be working on posture. We need to be working on movement. We need to be working on mobility, and we need to be working on our health all the time. So we need to create movement that we would be necessarily getting just by going to work. So it's not, again, it doesn't have to be a full-blown exercise routine that's going to have you falling over at the end of it. It's literally about the movement that we are missing by doing life. So I really hope this encourages you to think about that from a different angle. If you need help with anything, let me know. If you're feeling a little bit tight in certain areas or not sure how to do mobility or where to start when it comes to stretching, we can help with that too. Just let us know. And we'll put out the content that's going to be useful to you, because there's no point us posting different bits and pieces that aren't relatable to you. Our role in our community is to make sure that everyone is trying to, or at least feeling sort of at their best, in a sense, or the best we can under the circumstances. So I really look forward to hearing from you, and any feedback is welcome, or post or comment about things that you're doing to make sure that you're getting your movement in every day. yeah, that's all I've got for you today. Have a lovely weekend, and I hope to see or speak to a few of you next week.